Hi guys, welcome back to the Fermented World channel, and today we're looking in on the Vikings Blood 3.0. It was started on the 7th, it's now the 17th, so it's been going for 10 days. We want to make sure that we stop this before the ABV goes too high, or we'll have to add more honey. Simply because we put in extra honey in the beginning. We don't really want it to ferment that, because then it ends up costing more. Which isn't really a problem because it's still under £5 per bottle. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a little hydrometer reading, see where we're at, and then possibly move this into secondary onto the dried sour cherries, which is going to be nice. So first of all, we need to pop the lid off. Have a quick butchers at what's going on in here. Oh, that looks so good. Let's pop that there for now. Now we take a hydrometer reading. I'm going to turn them cherries over as well, just because I can. There's lots of fizzing going on, which is making me think that it's not finished. I'm trying to be careful not to add any oxygen, because oxygen during a fermentation is bad. At the beginning, perfectly fine. And unfortunately, I think we may very well have fermented past what we wanted to. So it's at 1.008. So it has came through all of that honey, which is a problem because I need to add more honey now. I'm going to go back, check my old recipe, see how much honey I added, and we'll go from there. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I didn't manage to catch it before it had finished fermenting at all. We're going to have a small taste because there is still live yeast in this. And I'm just going to tip that back in there. Nice and gently. Very fruity. Even with a very low amount of sugar left, that's still very nice. But not as nice as it will be when we bang these cherries in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract the bag of cherries as they are now done with. Or could they be used for something else? Could we make a second mead out of it? Or would that be a crazy idea? I'm going to go clean this and then we'll think about what we're going to do. Okay, so I've had a cunning plan, which I'm not going to divulge yet. But we will be back with these cherries rather soon. I kind of need to drain them off as much as possible because I don't want to lose any liquid. So the alcohol content is high, so the chance of oxidization is really low. But we kind of want to get any liquid out of this that may be still in there, because let's face it, we want it in our mead, don't we? And I don't particularly want it in there for what I'm about to do next. With said cherries. That'll do. That's enough bothering. Right, let's quickly wash the hands. Now, what I do next with them is an experiment, but we shall see what happens. Anyway, let's get back to the Vikings blood. So we've taken those cherries out, we've done a hydrometer. What we need to do now is we need to rack this off into this, which then will allow us to transfer it to the demijohns that I've got at the side here. Nice and clean, ready, waiting. In with the fermentation stoppers. Potassium sorbate. Half per gallon. We need to crush a Campden tablet. 1 per gallon. More always come out. You never just get one. So crush that down. Because what we don't want it to do is to start fermenting the cherries that we put, the sour cherries that we put in, because that would just be kind of like counterproductive to actually putting them in there. In that goes. So we're going to aim for, this was a 9 litre batch. We've lost some to the cherries, but we do seem to have more than 9. But we're going to lose some to the yeast, obviously. So we're going to aim for about the 4.5 litre mark for each one, because that's kind of what we need. But with it being in such a big vessel, it is a little bit tedious. So I am going to speed it up once I've got this going, and hopefully we'll be okay. So as you can see, that didn't go according to plan. For some reason, having it going down like that, it was causing too much oxygen going through, and I didn't like it, so I moved it out. We have near as damn it 4.5 litres. We're going to mix in those fermentation stoppers. Got a little robin on the window, outside the window. So yeah, we're mixing in the stoppers to make sure that they're able to do their job properly. Needs to be properly dissolved, and we're going to rack into a demijohn after adding some honey. So we are going to have to add more honey, which does bump up the price of each bottle, but you know, when you're making a litre for just, it'll probably be just over a £5 per litre. So we're going to add some more honey now, because we need it. It's gone dry, and the original Vikings blood had more honey in. So that's 760. So we need 380 grams of this to sweeten it back up. So 380. We'll just get it in there. So half a container if you're using these. 380. As near as damn 380 anyway. 420 now. So not long. I might just do it. Yep, 372. So I've overshot it ever so slightly, but no bother. Now we're going to mix that in, making sure that it is fully mixed. Mixing honey, this is what I tried to not back sweeten it, because I wanted the residual sugar left over, but unfortunately I just didn't get to it in time. So we're going to mix this in, and at the same time of mixing the honey in, we're mixing the fermentation stoppers further, and we're decarbonising it as well. Any gases that are trapped in the beverage from the fermentation, but there shouldn't be any anyway now. But yeah, we're going to mix this in. It takes a while with mixing honey, so we're going to just do it fast. Next step, after putting in the stoppers and the additional honey, we're going to take a hydrometer reading and see what the gravity is, and that'll give us an indication on how sweet it's going to be. It won't ferment anymore because the stoppers are there, which is why we put them in. Stops the fermentation in its tracks. Okay, so I'm hoping for about 20 or more. Oh, we got more. Yeah, we got a hell of a lot more. Crikey me. We got a 34. So, after sugar, after honey added, so plus honey, and we'll just make it quick. We've got 1.034. So that's almost a dessert mead. So we're going to have a high ABV and a big sugar content. Let's have a quick taste. Make sure that it's nice. And the cherries will add sweetness to it as well, which we won't know what that is until we come to put them in. Oh my God, that's so nice. So drinkable. I could drink that as it is right now, but I'm not going to. Because, well, I could, but I'm not going to, because the yeast is still alive and it would give me an upset tummy. Even though I say alive, you may not know that the fermentation stoppers doesn't actually kill the yeast. It just inhibits its ability to take any more sugars. And now we're going to weigh out 125 grams of the dried cherries so that we can get it half and half, so that they're both pretty much the same, as near as damn it, as you could say. Turn the honey upside down so that it drips out. 125 grams. I'm very tempted to eat one of these. Oh, oh, oh. $125.2. Oh, that is so goddamn nice. Wow. It's not all that tart itself, but it's sweet at the same time. So these are going into the bottom of the demijohn, which is where we're going to finish off this particular mead. I'm putting them in now so that they don't splash, because although, like I say, the content of alcohol is high, so the chances are it won't spoil, but at the same time, why risk it? Simple. So 125 grams of that in there. These ones are for the other. Let's double check this. They haven't scammed us. So we move that out of the road, put that over there, and now we rack this off into here. Yep, and we'll speed this bit up. That's that then. Just give those cherries a little nudge so they're kind of a bit more evenly spread out, maybe. I don't know. I just felt like doing it. And on with an airlock. And we also need an elastic band of justice to hold down the lid of the airlock. It may seem like it's starting to ferment, but what it should do is not ferment. Should. Yeast does what it wants. It is not a slave to man. It does what it wants. So yeah, we've got activity, but we have added cherries and honey, so it could be starting to try and ferment that honey, but eventually it'll realize that it can't, so it will stop. And that one can get put to the side for now. And we just repeat the same process for the other one, which I'll just speed up. Okay, so that's the second one done. They are extremely full. I misjudged how much I was going to need. And I think the juice from the cherries has had a bit of an effect on the overall volume there. But we will lose some again at the end to the dried cherries. Now, I've got about a pint of this stuff left. So where did I put it? I've sterilized a milk bottle. Absolutely fandabby-dozy. Perfect size for a bung to just fit in the top there. And these are indeed a pint. So we're going to put it in a pint thing without any of the cherries. Simply because I don't have any extra cherries and I didn't think about this before doing this. So we can see what we're doing here. It's already got the stoppers in. So I'm going to angle this and gently tip it in. As gently as possible. Pretend you cannot hear that water oxidizing sound. Okay. So we do still have a little bit, which I'm going to lob in here because, like I say, I don't want to waste any of this. But now is the perfect opportunity to experiment. Sorry, I won't do that again. In the cupboard of doom, at the back, we have something which I know has got a bit of bite to it. Some bird's eyed chilies. So we shall see what a chili and cherry will taste like. We can't put any dried cherries in.
Here's what I found.
We can't put any dried cherries in because I don't have any left, and I'm not about to buy another packet just to do that. I'm actually going to take some out of this one and put it in that one because that one's not all the way up at the top, but I'll do that off camera in a second. So yeah, chili cherry. Yeah. What are you going to do, eh? Because look, otherwise all that would have been wasted. You know, nearly a pint. Not wasting a pint of mead. I've got honey in there left over, which is dribbled down. I'll put that in a cup of tea, sweeten it up. But yeah, I'm going to label this up so I know what it is and don't neck it one day thinking, yay, mead, and it's got flipping chili in it. I'll probably leave that in there for about 2 weeks. And then we'll go from there as to what we're going to do with it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon to bottle this. Probably give it anything from a week to 2 weeks. See you later.